السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Topic of the day is Sharia compliance and supervision processes. I would like to say that I will not blame Sharia board or Sharia supervisory board, nor a management. I will try from myself. As a Sharia auditor, Sharia advisor, or a responsible person in my organization. What is my role? What I am working? First of all, I will discuss internal and external audit on Sharia compliance and supervision processes. Incorporation of audit on Sharia process in conventional banks offering Islamic finance services, suggestion and recommendation, and finally the conclusion. My presentation slides are very less. Don't worry, inshallah. But I start stopwatch here. I will not start that. Internal and external Sharia audit. As per AYUF standards, general principle governing an audit of financial statements prepared by a financial institution which conducts business in conformity with Islamic Sharia rules and principles. And we can name it Sharia review, and we know this as a Sharia review. In process, the auditor plan and perform professional audit plus competence plus due care recognition, also to collect and provide evidence to support management representation and not only assuming that they are correct. Objectives of this Sharia review: to enable the auditor to express an opinion as to whether the financial statements are in accordance with the Sharia rules and principles and accounting standards of AYUF plus national accounting standards and practices in the country. This is the objective of Sharia review. We can define Sharia review, or what are the definition and principle of Sharia review? Sharia review is an examination of the extent of an Islamic financial institution compliance in all its activities with the Sharia. This examination includes agreements, contracts, policies, products, transactions, memorandum of association, and memorandum of articles, financial statements, reports, circulars. Now, we have two types of Sharia review. A, internal Sharia review, which we know better. The internal Sharia review is an integral part of the organs of governance of the Islamic financial institution and operates under the policies established by the Islamic financial institution according to memorandum of or article of association. It shall have a statement of purpose, authority, and responsibility and a charter. The charter shall be consistent with Islamic Sharia rules and principles. In a conventional bank, opening Islamic windows, as well full-fledged Islamic financial institutions. The charter shall be approved by the Fatwa and Sharia Supervisory Board and issued by the Board of Directors. The charter shall be regularly reviewed, but I think we left. B. External Sharia review. The external auditor is there to review internal procedures and act as support of internal auditors' duties. We can take advantages of being more independent because external auditors are not employees of financial institutions. We can take the advantages of their access to various fatwa and sharia supervisory boards and Islamic financial institutions, and we can get benefit from their wide vision and their experience. Opportunity to keep us up to date with latest industry development. Objective of the Sharia review. The objective of Sharia review is to ensure that the activities carried out by an Islamic financial institution do not contravene the Sharia rules and principles, fatwas issued by Fatwa and Sharia Supervisory Board, guidelines and instructions issued by Fatwa and Sharia Supervisory Board of the institution. The achievement of this objective requires that the Sharia review, as defined in previous slides, is mandatory, and it is mandatory, it is compulsory, it is very necessary. The internal Sharia review shall be carried out by an independent division or department. Especially in conventional banks, they open Islamic windows. Always this department will not be independent. For example, I know one bank, they have their Islamic window, they are doing Islamic banking, but it is conventional bank. The Sharia auditor reporting line is to service support manager, and according to the job description, the Sharia auditor has to report to service support manager and to submit Sharia audit report to service support manager. Service support manager will review Sharia audit report and to get satisfactory report from all departments, and then will submit to management. After amendments, they will submit this report to Sharia Supervisory Board. On the other side, in Islamic financial institutions, all departments are very important, like cell department, operation department, IT department, risk management department, finance department, but only one department, Sharia department, always will be incomplete. And sorry to say, the management of Islamic financial institution think that this side is only expenses, while Islamic financial institution or Sharia department is more important and basic department for Islamic financial institutions. Now, who is responsible? There are two types of responsibilities. One, the auditor is responsible for forming and expressing an opinion on the financial statement or after completion of Sharia review. On the other side, the management is responsible for ensuring that the financial statement and the Islamic financial institution activities comply with Islamic Sharia rules and principles as determined by the Sharia Supervisory Board, and this is based on auditor's opinion. So, the most important job or the main responsibility comes on whom? Management report also, or management has to comply with Sharia. This also depends on Sharia auditor. On the other side, Fatwa and Sharia Supervisory Board report to AGM or shareholder also based on auditor's report. According to OUF standard, the illustrative wording in Sharia audit report for Fatwa and Sharia Supervisory Board is, we conducted our review, which included examining on the test basis of each type of transaction, the relevant documents, and ila akhirihi, we planned. But my question is it true? Is it true? Sharia Supervisory Boards are coming and they are doing Sharia audit, they are reviewing, they are checking our transactions? No. Why? But they are, because they have trust. Sharia board trust on Sharia auditor. Sharia board trust on Sharia advisor. Sharia board trust on the person who is responsible within the Islamic financial institution. So, there are two types of responsibility, from management side and from Fatwa and Sharia Supervisory Board. For both responsibility comes on Sharia auditors or the head of Sharia department. Hence, the main and basic responsibility comes on Sharia auditors. They have to provide facts to the Fatwa and Sharia Supervisory Board. And yes, they are providing facts, no doubt, because without evidence, I cannot submit a report to my Sharia board. To prepare a Fatwa and Sharia Supervisory Board report to the shareholders, and Sharia Supervisory Board will present, they will read this report in AGM to make sure that Islamic financial institution achieved the goal. Did we achieve the goal? My question is, what was the aim of Islamic financial institution? What was the aim? What was the purpose of Islamic banking? Did we achieve the goal? Go to public. I request to conduct a survey, and we have to know what is public opinion regarding Islamic financial institution. And sorry to say, I have a survey report. More than 80% people are not satisfied. And the reason is not Sharia board. The reason is not our system. The reason is not anything else. The reason is only me, customer service officer. Due to lack of knowledge, due to less education, I am unable to satisfy my client. I am unable to explain my products. While clients come, they will say, I don't know, but this is approved by Sharia, there is Sharia fatwa. But this is not a reply. My responsibility is to convince and to prove the superiority of my product to the client. So, on this stage, I would request to conduct a general survey of public, because we are trying in Sharia audit to submit report to Fatwa and Sharia Supervisory Board. And then, as a result, our shareholders will be satisfied that they are earning halal. But on the other side, what is the response from public, from our general clients? Is it not our responsibility to make them satisfied? Because the most number of clients, the number of our clients is more than our shareholders. IUFI auditing standards, what are the criteria, requirements? So now, what IUFI did? IUFI started qualification, certification, and IUFI started to make standards in audit, governance, ethics, Sharia, and accounting. What are the criteria, requirements for the Sharia auditor? I studied, and if I am doing mistake, please correct me. I found only this one paragraph. According to IUFI auditing standard number 4, the auditor shall be knowledgeable about Islamic Sharia rules and principles. However, he would not possess the same level of knowledge as that of Sharia Supervisory Board members, and thus the auditor shall not be expected to provide interpretation of these rules and principles. Now my question is, then how can we ensure compliance with Sharia? If Sharia auditor is unable, he don't know what Sharia board require with this fatwa, because fatwa always will be very short. Instructions always are very short. If I don't know how can I implement, how can I make sure that the management implemented and they are following Sharia rules and regulations? ها؟ وقت دقيقة أنا عندي فقط يعني 2 سلايدات 3. IOP certification are CSAA and CIPA adequate qualification? No conditions for eligibility and entitlement, no experience and pre-education required, do not cover the full IOP standards, training standard and trainer is question mark. I don't say about Sheikh Abdul Sattar, but I say how much Ibad as-Sattar are here to deliver training. 2 or 3? But what about other trainers? And what are their knowledge, Sharia knowledge? What type of merit required and implementation skills for Sharia auditors? How many auditors are truly qualified? In this also I would request to conduct a survey and to know ourselves that in this industry how much Sharia auditors are qualified to perform their job correctly and truly. I recommend we need proper official training of Sharia auditors, strengthening the certification process, not only, like for example, one of my friends, he has 27 years of his experience, full Sharia qualified, having master degrees, but my another friend, he don't have any Sharia background, no experience, no education, just make a registration and appear an exam, and he is also Sharia, a certified Sharia advisor and auditor, while the other one also. So maybe there should be difference, because if you are giving a beautiful certificate of certified Sharia advisor and auditor, then there should be some criteria, some requirements. Eligibility for obtaining the OUP certificate, qualification standards of Sharia auditor to be more strict, limiting mainly to existing new or prospective professional auditors only, proper control and support by Sharia supervisory board. They have to check, they have to analyze, they have to interview. They have to make sure that either this person is having ability to be a Sharia auditor or not. Standardization of Sharia audit. In this, we have to establish a professional, dedicated and global audit firm with close link to OUP and other standard bodies for quicker and more particular standard creation. This is an ongoing process and we need to find ways to improve this. Always minus multiplied by minus is equal to plus. I don't believe on negative thinking. I am not a negative person only to make objections. But this is my stage, this is my platform. I will try. وَمَا أُرِيدُ إِلَّا الْإِصْلَاحَ مَا اسْتَطَعْتُ. Our respective Sharia scholars planted Islamic Foundation Institution tree to water and take care of it is our religious and ethical responsibility. هذا مني والله تعالى أعلم بالصواب.